So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about why it's important to get really comfortable using clutch and handbrake. I think this will become very useful for circles and any other technical tricks, and just like in any scenario where something might go wrong, to prevent like a crash or an injury. You know, you go for the clutch, you pull it in, and it should prevent the crash or drastically reduce the outcome of a bad crash. And that might not make sense with what I'm talking about, but I'll try and find a couple of examples where if you had built the habit of grabbing the clutch after coming down from a wheelie, or basically after coming down from a wheelie, and how it, not doing that leads to some serious crashes, or some big oh shit moments. And the one thing I will talk about before I get into the circle stuff, and kind of what the most important part of this video is whenever you come down from a wheelie, the main point of this video is to pull the clutch in basically right as the wheel's coming down, and make that like a habit. Just do that every time, because what'll happen is sometimes you come down and you're covering everything, but this hand, a little whiskey throttle gets a little stuck if you come down wrong, or the bike is kind of like high siding in a circle or whatnot. And what will help you is pulling the clutch in a habit. And I don't mean just pull it in when you're at 12 o'clock. This is what I mean. So I'll pop it up and I'll put the wheelie down, and so we'll just come up in a double back peg, and I'm gonna put it down right there, and clutch is in, just like that. You don't really have to like train this specifically, but every time you do a wheelie, you get to that in the lot, just make that a habit where you pull clutch in. And the best time to pull it in is kind of basically once the wheel is like a few inches off the ground, because that way when you pull it in, the bike's already coming down, so it's not like pulling the clutch in is gonna have an effect on how the bike is moving. If you pull it in too high, you might like mousetrap pretty hard. And so it's just like getting your wheelie, pop it up, and you're doing your wheelie, you're coming down the lot, yada, and it's down, and clutch in right before the wheel comes down. And if you just make that a habit, it'll really help you out, because there's times where I've had some oh shit moments doing circles, and like I was high siding and I came down funny, and this hand just was ready to take me for a ride, and out of instinct just grabbed the clutch, and I was able to prevent anything crazy from happening. The main point of this video is to practice making that a habit where you're pulling the clutch in right when the wheel is coming down, and I swear it will help you when you're doing circles or anything where something might be going a little wrong. If you have that as an instinct to just pull a clutch in right before the wheel's coming down or anything like that, it will help you a lot. Even if you're not interested in doing technical tricks, circles, whatever, it'll help you in straight line too, because like if you mousetrap on the streets or something and the first thing you do is grab your clutch once the bike's down, I mean, you can't whiskey throttle, the clutch is in. I think it's a very good tip, and something you should kind of just do naturally as you're just practicing a lot. Just make sure you do that, and make sure you're not doing it at 12 o'clock and coasting and stuff. It's basically like once the wheel's a couple inches from hitting the ground, you just pull it in the rest of the way.
Hardest stash in the carpet. Yeah, we trapping out apartments. I ain't done when you start shit. To be honest, lit the flame in my heart, gotta spark it. I didn't know that